G'day everybody, my name is Tim Maxwell. I'm very lucky to live on that small dot that Ian talked about so beautifully. And I hope to share my experiences in setting up a family business called Island House. Alright, we're going to be friends, aren't we, this little clicker. This is the lodge in which we set up. It took quite some time. Took 4 years to build, and it took me to my limits. But basically, Island House is a private lodge set up for small groups of up to 8 people, families, to have a truly sort of connective experience. And I hope to take you through some of the hardware and software considerations we took in creating it, and also curating the experiences to elicit the most connective states of minds in our guests possible. And I suppose that connective state of mind is what I'm really passionate about, and it's what I've committed my curiosity to over time. So in talking about experiences, I suppose there's different levels of experience, and world-class experiences I think are at a certain depth. So the reason why we travel and the reason why we try and have a break from our day, I suppose, is on the sort of top level, you can have a pressure release, something just to take you out of your norm, something just to sort of have a break from your daily routine. Digging a little bit deeper, a great connective experience can foster connection. You can think deeper about the people that you're with or your place in the world, and those are certainly excellent connections. But where I'm particularly really interested in is the deepest level of connection. I think that for me is what makes a world-class experience. And that deepest level of experience is something that makes you have a realization within yourself. It is something that you might realize, hey, I think I want to commit to my partner. Or, hey, I think I'm not content. I really want to change things. How am I going to do it? And so I suppose over the next 10 minutes and 36 seconds, I hope to really show you how we built Island House to foster this level of connection, and also the experiences in which we've collaborated with great operators. There she blows. This was in the building phase, and obviously we're here in Port Macquarie, and we are so thankful for Port Macquarie. As you can see, we built with a lot of wood. We wanted to match the timeless nature of the island, and so we built with enduring materials, copper, hardwood. There's not a piece of gyprock on the whole entire site. And when Dad and I were sitting on the lawn and we were trying to figure out what should we do with this site. At the time it was fibro shacks for couples to have a quick and sort of nice experience on the island, but we wanted to build something for generations and generations to come. And so we thought houses would best suit the lifestyle of what the island is about. There's a whole bunch of functional benefits to houses, being larger amenities and more access to space to relax, and obviously there's a ton of adventures to be had on the island. And so what we decided was houses was the best way for families and small groups to obviously have their own space and obviously have an ease of experience, but also we could build things for more connective time. So an adventure room, and the adventure room is filled with really high quality, beautiful adventure equipment, wellness things, and that allows for spontaneous sorts of adventures. But I think, again, looking at it deeper, houses offer an opportunity for depth. And again, in that mindset of really truly connective experiences, I think depth is what really resonates with people when they're spending a large amount of time with you. And so houses allow you to collect things that tell a story from a time and a place. it allows you to curate these items. I'm having trouble clicking. Come on, mate, be my friend, please. Here we go. See? Positive. It allows you to collect things, curate things, and create truly unique environments. And so when we were building these houses, we were thinking, what are we going to put on the walls? How are we going to curate it to tell a story? And what's the ideal that sort of fits this tapestry of things that we were putting together to really, again, elicit a truly world-class experience, or a truly connective and memorable experience. Come on, mate. Here we go. There's some building photos. Again, enduring materials. And I suppose this is the final result. Every single piece of wood you see there, every single chair, every single mug has come through Port Macquarie. And again, we're just so thankful for this beautiful motherland that keeps on giving to us and facilitating us to be able to do great things on the island. So going back to how we were going to fill these houses, I suppose we really attached to the ideal of the timeless nature of the island. And so we went about trying to find things that were timeless, were of a true quality, that again told a story, or our guests could really connect with time to actually appreciate them. So for the walls, we journeyed to the top end of Australia, and we met with artists like Regina Wilson. She's from Pepper Minardi. And we spoke to Regina. We described the sort of thing that we wanted to achieve, and she really resonated with connecting and trying to reflect such a unique place. Rather than filling our kitchens with standard sort of bowls and plates, we curated and collaborated with Keiko Matsui. She's a Japanese-Australian ceramicist, and she did her own line of Island House-inspired bowls. My dad journeyed to Kyoto to talk to artisans that have been making kitchen equipment and house objects for generations. And again, they're from a time, they tell a story. And this tapestry is, again, what really elicits something in our guests to say, hey, this is something different. This has been really, truly thought through, and that's all we ever hoped, and it's something that we're continually trying to achieve and refine. For the furniture, we went to Copenhagen and we collected original mid-century furniture, and shipping things to Australia is really fun, but shipping things to Australia via Lord Howe Island is really, really fun. But again, we chose mid-century furniture because it speaks of a timeless period in design for us and for our inspirations. But those chairs and those different furniture items have a patina about them. They tell a story. When we first started the project, the internet on the island consisted of bandwidth that is laughable, I think. To send an email saying, hello everybody, it would have taken 10 minutes to upload. So how we mostly unwound was through music. And we just fell in love with music as a connected experience. And so we completely nerded out with speakers and loudspeakers, and we collected really beautiful speakers. They're those orange robot-looking things in the corner there. To, again, create experiences where something that we have access to in our pocket can be something different, and you can sit on the couch and you can truly listen to that album with intention. And I suppose all of these efforts and all of these hardware considerations was something that when you've got guests, usually for us they stay for a week, we wanted them to notice things on day 1, day 2, day 3, but then maybe something else would really jump out at them, and they would be able to sort of have a depth of experience that started conversations and started sort of different mindsets. I think as everybody has outlined today, they're nowhere without their team. And in curating our team on the island, we looked for that same ideal. What are their passions? What do they truly love about their life? And what are their inspirations and their creative endeavors? We've had the same staff since we opened in 2021. We're very young. And if this works, I'll show you them. Here they are. That's Hiro and Kimie. They're Japanese Australians, but I found them through the ceramicist I showed you earlier. And Keiko is a true badass sashimi chef, and she wasn't really allowed to do sashimi in Japan, so she moved because of the constructs in society that females weren't really allowed to cut raw fish. She didn't really resonate with those ideals, neither do I. But when guests see the passion that she has for her craft and want to start a conversation with her, and they can see her true passion, it's again another conversation starter. It's another element that makes you think. We took a lot of time to look at the different elements of the stay, not just in the hardware but also in the software. So what are people eating? We grow the vegetables that you can see in the photos there down at our sister business, the nursery. We also have a brewery where we make the beer. My friends joke that I'm just setting up a doomsday bunker where you've got to have beer, you've got to have veggies, and you've got to have shelter. But I think that, again, trying to find the software and match it to the hardware is something that has been a constant learning experience for us. And the biggest challenge for us is being able to adapt and I suppose trying to find the balancing point of being adaptable to the needs of your guests. And we're lucky that we're only looking after the one group every time they come and stay with us. Trying to be adaptable to their needs, but also to stay in line with our brand and also what's functionally and financially possible. Again, has been a constant learning experience. Something that's helped us is to learn about our guests before they come and stay. And I try and get the sort of philosophies and passions of them before they arrive so that we can work on our offering pre their stay so that it just feels easy and convenient for them. Here's an online form that we get our guests to fill out before. So what are you truly passionate about? What are you looking towards your stay to sort of bring out inside of you? And also, everybody's different. We have everything from celebrities come and stay that have never seen a dishwasher work before, to, terrible circumstances where, for instance, a few months ago we had a family in grief and they just wanted to get away from the surroundings that they were in, and it was a horrible situation. But I think that that's truly what hospitality is about, and that's truly what experiences are about. And so, getting back to that levels of experience and levels of depth in experience, you have to be adaptive. Come on, friend. Here we go. We'll skip past that one. Oh, we're going back. Bear with me here. Being adaptable. I suppose we've all been to one of those restaurants that's an international menu, and they've got pad thai, duck à l'orange, they've got some sushi in there for good measure. And that's approachable and that's sort of wide and easy, but it's not going to be your best meal. It doesn't tell you a story of the time, the place, and the passions of the chef. But I think Bill Granger, the late Bill Granger, had it perfect when he designed a breakfast menu that was, it resonated with what Australian breakfast culture was about, but highly adaptive, and you could take it many different ways. It was, eggs done your way, high quality bread, and then a bunch of different sides that, you could just do it your way, but it was always in the bounds of who he was as a person and the culture that he's a part of. And that's, I suppose, the ideal that we've tried to do is who are we as people, who are we as a brand, and then how can we be adaptable with it. Obviously, Island House is pointed at the sort of higher end of the market, but often what people really take away are their connective experiences, like a barbecue in the sunset with friends. And I think that this country is so abundant with all of those different sort of lifestyles and landscapes that lend themselves to just truly connective, beautiful experiences that aren't about luxury, but being able to actually have time to enjoy those things and to be free of the kind of distractions that take you away from the mindsets of what we're truly passionate about here. What we're talking about is world class and being that kind of drawing out those kinds of self-realizations and connections and things. Let me just click 3 sides across. There we go, simple pleasures done with depth. Yeah, so I suppose we just took this kind of ideal of these simple, beautiful pleasures, and we just tried to elevate it as much as we could inside of being authentic and inside of simplicity. So just really thoughtfully done tables. The barbecues are a part of Lord Howe Island. They're scattered all around the island, and that's what everybody's cooking on. And obviously island-grown vegetables, island-brewed beer, and that's all that needs to happen. And so it's our hope that guests can just arrive and just be in the moment. And by the time they've left, we're packing up. They're either stargazing with a nightcap or an early night in or on to their next adventure. I suppose with adventures, we also took the same mentality of how can we create depth, how can we be thoughtful, how can we be adaptive to make sure that guests, when they're on these adventures and doing these sorts of experiences with incredible guides, it is drawing out that kind of mindset. And so we've worked with the incredible array of operators that the island has, of which Ian is one of them, to make sure that our hospitality can match the experiences that they're on. And so an example might be that guests are out kayaking to where boats can't reach. They're diving into the beautiful waters and seeing the life below. And then they're led around the corner to a secluded beach where we've set up a barbecue setting, which we've described earlier, and we encourage the guide to stay for lunch so that you can sort of take some time, download, ask about what was swimming underneath you or flying above. And so, again, just trying to zero in on that mindset and trying to free guests of any sort of logistical or any other sort of distracting things. How much am I done? Okay. Let's skip that whole part and just say quickly, and you'll like this one, I just wanted to say that being on the island and learning about the community and learning about being part of a community has brought up self-realizations in myself, and then being a part of the tourism association there and then learning about Destination North Coast. It's a really inspiring thing to learn how much people truly care about our region and about the broader country, and from a travel sense, from a community sense. And so thank you very much for having me, and truly thank you for all your work, because I can see it and it's awesome.